Hi everyone and welcome back. My name is OP and today I'm going to share my experience with an aftermarket wireless CarPlay solution. I have a BMW, but the same thing applies to Lexus's, Audis, and Mercedes-Benz. So I'm going to leave a link below if you want to buy this. I used Amazon and the seller shipped it for free using DHL. It arrived from China faster than most free shipping items that I buy in the US. I did the installation myself, and if you're slightly handy, I recommend doing it yourself as well because it taught me a lot. So I bought a bunch of stuff, torque screws, a trim removal toolkit, I have flashlights, pliers, socket wrenches. All these came in very handy during the installation. Alright, now, so I'm going to go over what features this unit comes with. If you're watching this video, you probably already have an idea of what Apple CarPlay is or what Android Auto is, so I'm going to skip through that. So you double press the back button on your iDrive knob to go to the hidden menu or the unit menu. You have a whole bunch of options. I'm going to start with wireless dev, which is basically CarPlay, and here you can connect your phone to your car. Next up is Android Auto, but I don't have an Android device, so I can't really demo that for you today. And next up we have an option called AirPlay. It's basically a way to mirror your screen. I'm going to do a demo of that later at the end of the video, but that's coming up soon. AutoLink is next. I think that's the Android equivalent of your screen mirror option. I don't have an Android, so I can't really do that for you again. Media is where you would connect a USB or something to a USB stick over here, and you can play videos and look at pictures and everything. I don't really know what the AV in is, but if you had a camera, then you could probably connect it here and get a signal. Now I'm going to go to settings and quickly scroll through all the settings. So language, standard stuff, brightness, saturation, chromaticity. I leave all those as the default setting. It does give you a whole bunch of audio options. I leave the volume at 17, 18 is the max. You can actually change your EQ between different presets like standard, custom, classic, rock, jazz, electric, pop, soft, and back to standard. It has a loudness option, which I don't really know what it does, but I just leave it off for default. And it has a whole bunch of microphone related settings. There have been issues with using the mic. I haven't really had any issues, but I think they put all these settings here for people who do, so you can adjust a whole bunch of stuff. Next up is reverse. I have the original reverse camera, so I don't really have much to set in this particular setting. So next up is the Wi-Fi setting channel. So I leave mine in 36. Initially I had dropouts because CarPlay actually does use Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth, but I did some firmware updates and fixed that. A whole bunch of other settings that don't really mean much to me, but I'm just gonna show them anyway. So now I'm going to demo the AirPlay feature, which is basically a screen mirroring. You first connect to the car's Wi-Fi, which is called AutoKit something, and then you go to your control center, click screen mirroring, click the AirPlay icon, and there we go. You can see that the screen on the BMW and the screen on my phone are basically the same. I'm gonna go to watch a YouTube video now to just demo this real quick.
Introduction of the Vaporfly to the running community really has changed what we think of as possible for running, particularly in the marathon.
These shoes certainly are game-changing and transformative.
This is a very sizable seismic shift.
These are Nike's Vaporflies. Critics say the sneakers provide an unfair advantage.
So I already talked about pressing the back button twice to go to the hidden or unit menu. If you want to go to the BMW menu, you basically just hold the menu button for about a second or two and it switches, and if you hold it back, it switches back. I don't have a touchscreen, but the scroll wheel works well for me. I don't know what actually happens if you do have a touchscreen. You can also use the steering wheel controls to control it, and that works well too. Finally, this was just to show you how fast it connects when you just go in and start the car up. So that took about 8 seconds. I'm just gonna leave with a bunch of thoughts. Alright, first off, I'm 100% satisfied with this product. I don't have any issues or complaints with it. I use it every day and it works very well for me. So this actually comes with wired CarPlay as well. If you for some reason don't want to use the wireless, you can connect to your phone using the cable and it works just as well. On Amazon, there's actually a wired Carlink kit that's about $20 cheaper. Don't buy that version. You're just gonna waste a lot of time when there's a wireless version. So there's a whole bunch of people who sell this. Carlink or Carlinkit in my case was my seller, and I thought they were really good. Communication skills were really good. They've sent me updates every time I requested them. And when I bought the unit initially, they asked me to send them a picture of my iDrive version just to make sure that everything's gonna work flawlessly between the system and my car. So another advantage to this is that the unit has no effect on your OEM functionality. So if you wanted to check your tire pressure or whatever, you can always switch back to your menu and go check it and come back. When I'm reversing, it auto switches for me and auto switches back once I'm done. So it's really good in that regard. You don't feel like you're missing your car's system. It took me a while to install. It took me about 3 to 4 hours. I took an hour break in between to 5 hours. For people who are more skilled, they can probably pull it off much faster. I thought I could just put the unit behind my infotainment system, but since I have a Harman Kardon sound upgrade, the unit is actually bigger, so I had to put it in the glove box compartment, and so I had to learn how to open up the glove box, put it in there, and get everything together and figure it out. The reason you see first run is because I've actually done this twice. The first time I did it, I forgot to take the fiber optic cable and transfer it over, and it took me about 2 weeks of scratching my head and trying to figure out why I can't see the time, or why I can't actually set the time or set the date or check when my car is due for service. So a whole bunch of little stuff weren't working, and I had to trace it back on the forums to see, oh, the fiber optic cable is not connected. The second install, however, took me under 2 hours, so you can definitely get it done much quicker if you want to. For $200, I think the value is really amazing. I use this product every day. I think otherwise you would have to buy a new infotainment system and maybe even replace your screen, and that costs at least $1,000. There's other people who make it for more money, but if you can deal with a lack of instructions or something, you should be fine. So finally, if you want to install this, you probably want to Google MMI Prime Installation or some version of those keywords, because the people at Tech, which is a wonderful company, they have actually been in the game for much longer than Carlinkit and all these other guys. They've made very good videos on how to install these boxes and how to take off your trim and what cables to connect and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and have a good day.